All right, the three essential keys that we're going to talk about for a better relationship is key number one, accountability. Key number two is going to be clarity in communication. And the last key to a better relationship is cooperation. So let's get into it. What we have to essentially understand is that if we're asking for someone to be accountable, we have to also recognize where we must be accountable as well. We can't always look and say, oh, I don't have to be accountable, or I didn't make that mistake. Because it's not really about how we feel about it personally, it's about how the person that we're with feels. And I understand that sometimes you can look at it from a standpoint of, hey, if I don't think I made a mistake, I didn't make a mistake. But if you are in a relationship with someone else, you have to understand it's not just about you, it's about them too. And to make things work and to keep the peace in the relationship and make people happy, sometimes you have to say, okay, maybe I did cross a line or do something that made this person feel like an apology is needed, or I need to put forth some type of effort to show there was something done and I have to make a correction or make amends for that thing that was done. This is very important in a relationship because you never want that person that you're with to feel like they're the only person that's being accountable in the relationship. The second thing that's very important is clarity and communication. Now, we all know that communication is key, but one of the biggest problems with communication is clarity. And clarity is when you can clearly communicate with your mate what needs to be done or what needs to be said in any situation. What I mean is this: it's easy for you to understand what you want or what you desire, but you have to understand that it has to be communicated to your mate in a way that they understand what it is that you want and desire. That's the clarity of communication. And that's achieved when you really take the time to talk to your mate and understand how is it that you understand? How do you process information? How do you understand information as it's presented to you? So these are the things that you have to have the conversations, and sometimes it's not easy, but have those conversations with your mate to understand the way they understand and the way they listen to things and how they hear what it is that they hear, so that you can communicate to them in the way that's best effective for them to understand. This happens a lot in relationships because, hey, people have different communication styles. You have to sit down, have these conversations, and talk to your mate and say, hey, how can we do this better? How did we have this miscommunication? What did I say that wasn't understood? What did you say that I didn't understand? And how can we better say it in a way that we both understand each other? The third key is cooperation. Cooperation. Hey, we're in a relationship. We need to cooperate. But oftentimes, what breaks up a relationship is that you don't get cooperation from the person that you're with. Sometimes you don't get that support. Sometimes you don't get someone that's going to be an active participant in the relationship with you. And when I say active participant, I mean someone that understands that we're two people coming together, but we're working together for the good of the relationship, for the good of both individuals. That's true cooperation. When I understand that, okay, you might have a certain work schedule or a certain thing that you have to get done or a certain process that you go by, I have to be mindful and understanding of that. And I have to make sure that I work the things that I need out of you into that process in a way that's healthy for you to accept it and for you to take it in, not to bombard myself onto you and force you to have to change how you do your process to accommodate me. That's not being very cooperative. If it comes down to a situation where it just is a bad situation to be cooperative, then that's when you really need to sit down and figure out, okay, is there a better way that we can do this? But it is always important that you understand and have in mind that the key is about cooperating with each other. The key is about figuring out how to find that common ground, not about being right, not about being argumentative or trying to get your way. It's about having that common ground.